He was one of Disney's brightest stars who was quietly discarded for being gay. His name was Tommy Kirk, and his story was heartbreaking. In the 50s and early 60s, Tommy Kirk was Disney. He starred in The Hardy Boys, which was a series on the Mickey Mouse show. He was in classics like Old Yeller, which was devastating. He starred in The Shaggy Dog, The Absent Minded Professor, Swiss Family Robinson. The list goes on and on. He was their golden boy. But behind the scenes, he was a teenager coming to terms with being gay, especially at a time where it was considered to be a scandal, especially at the House of the Mouse. He said being gay and working for Disney was a terrible time. He was desperately unhappy, and when he was 16, 17 years old, he knew he was gay, but he had to keep it a secret. But he said people were growing aware and they were treating him very badly, but he did admit that he was a bit of a wild child. He started drinking at the age of 14. Around this time, he began working with another Disney darling, Annette Funicello. And of course, there were rumors that these two were linked, so the studio went with it. It was the perfect media relationship. Of course, Tommy was young, he was famous, he was rich, and he was partying a lot. He said no one could tell him anything. And when he was 21 years old, he began taking uppers. Tommy was 21 and he had a 15-year-old boyfriend. One day they were at a pool together in Burbank. They were caught, and his boyfriend's mom called Disney to tell them what happened. This is when Disney decided not to renew his contract. But he was in a film called The Misadventures of Merlin Jones, which became an unexpected hit. So they brought him back for a sequel called The Monkey's Uncle. Afterwards, he was officially let go. He worked for American International Pictures. They are the ones that produced all of those beach party movies, where he was able to work with his buddy Annette again. And then he did some TV, some film roles here and there. He said the 10 years after he lost his Disney contract were terrible times. He lost everything, his house, his properties, his money. But eventually, in the mid 1970s, he quit acting, he became sober, he worked as a chauffeur and a waiter for a time. He started a very successful carpet cleaning business in the Valley, which lasted about 20 years. In 2006, he was inducted as a Disney legend, and Tommy would make appearances at retro film conventions. Sadly, in 2001, Tommy Kirk passed away from natural causes. He was 79. Later on, he said he was poor, but he had no bitterness and no regrets. Tommy made magic for Disney, but they couldn't make space for who he really was.